Okay, guys, so we are so excited to have y'all here with us today. Welcome to the 2023 Petco Love Annual Partner Webinar. And so if you're here, that means you're either already a Petco Love partner or you want to be. And either way, we're so happy to have you. Thanks for joining us. It is a new year. I don't know where the last year went, but it's a new year and we have more love than ever to share with y'all today. So I did mention the Spotify playlist. That was what was currently playing in the background. Our marketing team does a great job. We love that playlist. So if you guys are interested in tuning in, we will post the link again in the chat. And thank you guys for telling us where you're tuning in from and the weather. I love that. So just a heads up, this meeting is being recorded, right? We're recording. We good? This meeting is being recorded. We will upload it to our partner portal in the future for your reference when you're ready to start applying for grant funds. How's that sound? Everybody's here to apply for grant funds, right? Awesome. Okay. So it is my honor to introduce to you a few familiar faces and maybe even some new ones. I want you to think of the team on the screen as your partners in saving pet lives. The individuals on your screen are here to make sure you are totally prepared to take full advantage of all the partnership opportunities that we have for you guys this year, including grant investments. So Suzanne Kogut is our fearless leader and the president of Petco Love. Again, I'm Chelsea Staley. I'm the director of life saving. Dana Puglisi is our director of marketing. She's new this year, so you may not have had an opportunity to meet her. She comes to us from Adopt a Pet. Abby Moore is our COO. Her picture is not on the screen, that she also came to us from Adopt a Pet. So hey, Abby, thanks for joining. Marianne Magana, everyone knows her and loves her. You know, she's a grants manager. Everyone seeks her out at the conferences. Roxanne Ramirez, life-saving program specialist. And the new on the team are Becca Smith and Amanda Payne. So we're excited to be with y'all. Our team has grown to a larger size than ever. There's more than 40 of us now, but these are the folks that you will likely encounter in your communications regarding your partnership with Petco Love. So thank you guys for being here. Last but not least on the team is Petco Love's Road Warriors. They're traveling as we speak to celebrate love stories. John Sierra and Wendy Fontaine represent us to Petco stores and animal welfare orgs, just like your alls across the country. These are your contacts for doing adoptions at Petco, which is very, very important. And you might even see them at a check celebration near you, which is what they're doing now. So they hate to miss it, but they say hello, and they are out in the field representing all of those fantastic love stories that you guys submitted this year. All right, so the agenda, couple housekeeping items before we dive in, and you guys absolutely caught the Q&A immediately. There's two ways for you guys to interact with us during this webinar. The first is the chat feature, which you have absolutely found. So please use the chat feature, to tell us where you're from or what the weather is or connect with other peer organizations. But please do not use the chat feature to ask us questions. The volume of stuff in there is so much, we just can't monitor it effectively. So please use the Q&A feature to ask us questions and the chat feature to interact with us and to interact with your peers as well. Got it? Thank you. Beautiful 70 degrees in LA. Marianne's from LA, but it is not a beautiful 70 in San Antonio today, so she might be a little jealous. So today's meeting is going to include our partnership initiatives for 2023, what our priorities are for you guys for 2023. And then at the very end, everyone's here to hear about the grant cycles, the dates, the funding that we'll have available. And so we'll close it out with that. So y'all ready? Let's go. All right. So while we have, of course, changed our name to Petco Love, our commitment to your life-saving work never will. You guys know that Petco Love has invested $330 million in animal welfare organizations just like yours since 1999. So that is a huge, huge number. We look forward to giving away even more this year, which is why everyone, of course, is here. And that $330 million is made possible $2.50 at a time by Petco store employees in 1,500 stores nationwide. So you guys always want to thank us for your grant investments, and that is very kind. But the folks in your local Petco stores are really who makes this magic happen. We could not do it without them. They raise more than 90% of the funds that we're able to give to you guys. So next time you're in a Petco store, say thanks. They are really, really doing the hard work that makes all of this possible. All right. And so I'm going to talk now about partnership. You're going to hear me say the word partner a lot in this webinar. And so I want to explain on this slide what I mean by that. We think of the organizations that we fund as our partners. So we want you to think of us as more than just a funder. We want you to view us as your partner in saving pet lives. We want you to think of us as your best social media volunteer or the biggest cheerleader on your board of directors. We invest literally, financially, and personally as well in your organizations. And we want that relationship to be reciprocal. So the first step in being a great partner is to participate in our activations. The Petco Love team works our tails off to create valuable content to help save more pet lives than ever before. And we hope that you guys will help us spread the message by sharing our messaging on social. So participating in our activations like National Foster a Pet Month, which is in June, or Lost Pet Prevention Month in July, is an expectation of your partnership with us. Further, we provide a ton of important information by way of e-newsletters and webinars, and you guys are here today, so pat yourselves on the back. We hope that you will actively engage with them, open the newsletters, read them, participate in the things that we're asking you to do. And if you currently do not receive our e-newsletter, congratulations on finding your way here, first of all. But second, you can sign up at the link in the orange box on the bottom of your screen so you don't miss any updates from us. There are other ways to be a great partner of Petco Love, and those are to do adoptions at Petco and to participate in our life-saving tools like Petco Love Lost and the Vaccinated and Loved campaign, which we'll explain on shortly, so I won't go into those here. And last but not least, great partners apply for grant investments. You're doing great work and we want to help you. We want to fund the best, hardest working, most creative, determined shelters in the country. And we know that you guys, all 500 of you, are on this call. So we do hope that you apply. But first, we want to make sure that you fulfill your administrative tasks timely. If you're an animal welfare organization, your 2022, calendar year 2022 annual data report is due March 1st. And so if you do receive funding, congratulations. We want you to celebrate the investment, thank your local Petco store partners, send a news release, plan a check celebration party, and show the world that we funded your life-saving work by adding our beautiful purple logo to your website and to your social. A big hint here, we consider all of these things when we're making investment decisions. So that's a lot, right? And you want me to tell you what the biggest priorities are? I'm going to do that. So if you don't know, I used to run a shelter. I ran a shelter, and when I was a director, I was desperate for grant funding to save pet lives, as I know many of you are on this call. And so the next few slides are what I wish I would have known then. So I'm going to share with you, if I knew then what I know now, I would pay very, very close attention to the next few slides, as doing so is, big wink, a good way to positively impact potential grant investments, okay? You guys totally are picking up on my hints, right? Okay, so Petco Love has three main priorities for our partners this year. The first is adoptions at Petco. The second is to maximize your use of Petco Love Lost. And then the third is our Vaccinated and Loved campaign. And so by aligning with, participating in, and supporting our priorities, you're positioning your organization for a potential positive impact on any grant investments that you might receive. And so we are going to go through them one by one, starting with adoptions. So our first priority for 2023 is doing adoptions at Petco. In addition to habitats and adoption centers being open for adoptions, weekend adoption events are also welcome, and we highly encourage them. Those are the types of events that you take your rescue dogs into to get the dogs adopted, in addition to just having cats or something in the habitat. So a big, big hint here for the note takers on the call. I want everybody to write this down. The number one way to increase your grant award is to do adoptions at Petco. I'll say it again. Number one way to get more grant funding is to do adoptions at Petco. So we want you to contact your local Petco's general manager to request habitat space, to plan events. And if you are not currently a Petco partner, we can certainly help you with that. I'll get to that data on another slide. But if you do have questions, our email address is the link on your screen here. I love this little girl and this kitten, and that's so cute. Okay. So doing adoptions at Petco is the number one way to impact your grant award, but you might be wondering how. And I'm assuming you're asking in the chat, right? So thank you for asking. Petco Love has a program that we call Adoption Rewards, and I'm going to explain it here. It can be a little confusing, so you guys stay with me. And then I have an example on the next slide to hopefully really bring it home. So there are 2 levels of adoption rewards based on your organization's annual intake. The first is organizations that care for less than 250 pets a year. And the second is organizations that care for more than 250 pets a year. So organizations with less than 250 intake are eligible for rewards according to the top chart on your screen. Can you guys see my mouse? Excellent. Okay. So if you take in less than 250 animals a year, this is your adoption rewards opportunity here. For example, if your organization takes in less than 250 animals and you do 101 in-store adoptions, you will receive $2,500 in adoption rewards, which is the highest amount you can get. Pretty awesome, right? So if your organization cares for more than 250 pets a year, the number of adoptions that you do in a Petco store become a multiplier of your grant amount. So for example, you are the chart on the bottom of your screen. Okay. So for example, if your organization takes more than 250 pets a year and you qualified for a $10,000 grant and you did more than 101 adoptions at a Petco store, your grant award would literally double to $20,000. Okay. Huge opportunity to double your grant funding, which is really fantastic. You must note that if an organization takes in more than 250 pets annually, you have to submit a grant application during our animal welfare organization grant cycle. It opens June 1st, and we'll get into more details about that later. But if you do not submit an application, you cannot receive the adoption rewards, nor will you receive a grant. So we want to make sure that you guys are applying. Friendly reminder while I'm still on the slide about the adoption process. When your organization completes an adoption at a Petco store, we want you to escort your adopter to the register to submit their paperwork, complete with the Petco adoption form with your organization's VIN. This is critical because it's how adoptions are recorded in our system, and that's how we give you guys credit for the in-store adoptions that you're able to do. We do really encourage that you have a monthly touch base with your Petco's general manager to discuss what successes you've had, if there happen to be any concerns, and then of course to reconcile your adoption numbers to know that our system has the same number as your system and you're getting credit where credit is due. Again, if you are not an approved adoption partner, but you want to get in on adoption rewards, you can apply to become one at the link on the bottom of your screen right now, which is petcolove.org/partner. Hey, Becca, how are we doing in the chat? Did we get any questions here?
We have some questions, but I don't see any right off the bat that are super related to this current slide. So I think we're doing okay.
I know this one's pretty tough, so I just wanted to make sure that we're clear as mud here, guys, right?
And this is being recorded, so we will be sharing this with you. A couple people have asked.
Yes. Okay. So we added this year an example slide to try to make it to try to simplify a little bit. So Penny's Paws is an imaginary animal welfare organization. They have an annual intake of 1,000 pets. They do 101 adoptions at their local Petco in 2023, and they apply for a grant in our AWO cycle that opens June 1st. Let's say Penny's Paws qualified for a $10,000 grant, but because they did 101 adoptions at Petco, that grant award literally doubles to $20,000. Who does not want double the grant award? I know when I was a shelter director, I would have done anything for a double grant award. So all you have to do is not anything, it's just do adoptions at Petco. And so we really appreciate you guys doing that. All right, so staying on the adoption conversation, back for 2023, we are super excited to continue offering exclusive big discounts on new pet needs. So last Friday, February 3rd, I've been talking about the e-newsletter. Last Friday, February 3rd, we sent an email to you guys titled the February Partner Newsletter, and I've actually screen grabbed my own on this slide for you guys. In it was a link to your unique Petco offer toolkit, including the flyer that you can see on the right of your screen here. We want you to give this to new adopters, either digitally or in print, whatever your adoption handouts are, that include discounts for grooming, dog training, and a discount on their overall next Petco purchase. Please note, this is new for February. This is new February 1st. So if you're still using the 2022 version of this coupon, it is now expired. So we ask that you please use the 2023 version going forward. And again, we sent that to you guys in an email last Friday, February 3rd. This is what it should look like in your inbox, your February partner newsletter. And you want to scroll down to this section and you can access your coupon here at this purple button. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. All right. Our second priority for 2023 is continuing to grow Petco Love Lost. Our team likes to use the term, Abby particularly, likes to use the term, if they all go in, they all go home. And that is so, so true. So when we started this journey in June 2020, we said, and I said, you've probably heard me say it a million times, that enrolling shelters in the platform was just the first step. And so we knew we had a chicken and an egg problem, and that we knew that we had to get shelters enrolled before ever launching Petco Love Lost to the public at scale. So today we have grown Petco Love Lost shelter network from just 400 in 2020 to more than 2,000 today. So huge, huge momentum on our part. So excited for it. Thank you guys to everyone who's enrolled in Petco Love Lost. We have more than 900,000 users, 170,000 searchable pets on the platform, and we've assisted in making more than 17,000 reunions, and we are just getting started. So thank you guys for making this a huge success so far. If you are not a shelter partner yet, you can sign up to become a shelter partner at the QR code on your screen. I'll give that just a second in case anyone needs to snap a photo of that. All right. Okay, so part of our second priority, which is maximizing Petco Love Lost, is talking about these ways in which we hope that you will. So in 2020, we made enrolling in Petco Love Lost a requirement to receive grant funds. And today we're asking you to help us take it one step further. We hope that you will use Petco Love Lost as your primary lost and found tool. We hope that you will review and update your software privacy permissions to maximize visibility to pets in care. Again, if they all go in, they all go home. So the more pets in care that you have that are visible on Petco Love Lost, the more likely that they will be reunited with their family. We do recommend no less than 75% of pets in care being visible on Petco Love Lost. I personally would like to see it more like 95%, but we're starting at 75. So stay tuned for that. We do also hope that your website prominently features Petco Love Lost, and we hope that you're using our marketing toolkit to make Petco Love Lost a household name in your community. And here's another big hint: if you are a note taker or someone hoping to really impact your grant investment decision, we look at these things, we look at these metrics, we measure these metrics when we're making grant decisions. So make sure you loosen up those privacy settings. Make sure that you are using Petco Love Lost in a really big way. All right, next slide. And then last but not least, for the Petco Love Lost priority, we have a big announcement to make. And so in order to make Petco Love Lost a single solution, or a virtual telephone pole, as I like to think of it, all roads must lead back to Petco Love Lost, regardless of where a pet's reunification journey started. So as such, we are working to integrate common platforms where people seek help, right? People go to social apps where they have experiences with their neighbors to ask for help. They will always go to these types of platforms to seek help. But as long as those platforms lead back to Petco Love Lost, we can ensure the greatest possible chance that pets will make it home safely. So we are so excited to announce that our first integration back to Petco Love Lost is with the Neighbors app. Neighbors is the social app associated with Ring. Everyone has a Ring doorbell, a Ring camera, right? Neighbors is owned by Amazon, and an astounding 30% of posts made on the Neighbors app are related to lost and found pets, which is 300,000 posts annually. Isn't that crazy? 300,000 posts on Neighbors alone regarding lost and found pets. So coming this month, when a user posts a lost and found pet, a lost or a found pet on Neighbors, they will automatically be given a unique search link to find their pet on Petco Love Lost. And so isn't that really, really awesome? We're just building roads to come back to Petco Love Lost to have that single solution. And just so excited for how far we've come with your guys' help, and so excited for how far we will go. And with that, I will pass it to Roxanne to cover our third priority of 2023.
All right, thanks, Chelsea. All right, so our Vaccinated and Love campaign. So for those of you that haven't heard, Petco Love is committed to reducing the spread of vaccine-preventable diseases such as parvo, distemper, and pan-Luc. Through this year-round campaign, Petco Love is providing free canine DAPPV and feline HCP vaccines to our qualified partners to then administer to family pets in their communities for free. So we started off this campaign with a dedication of 1 million vaccines, and last year we committed another 1 million vaccines towards this campaign. So that puts us at a grand total of 2 million free life-saving vaccines. We also declared March as National Pet Vaccination Month. This is where we encourage the most participation from our partners. Of course, we would love for you to participate year-round, but if there's only one time your organization has the capacity to do so, make that March. Next slide, please. All right, so we encourage organizations that have the capacity to administer vaccines to community pets to apply. Mostly we see those are shelters with vet resources, spay and neuter clinics, or nonprofit wellness organizations, just to name a few examples. The vaccines Petco Love provides are to be administered for free. Shelter and foster pets are not eligible through this campaign. However, if vaccines are for your animals under your care are a priority for your organization, we do recommend you apply during the appropriate grant cycle where awarded funds can be used for any life-saving purpose. We're going to cover that information in some future slides. We will also be offering a $3 stipend for administered vaccines. That information is documented on quarterly follow-up reports, which will then be evaluated for the stipend payout. Additionally, there's some information at the top of the grant application itself. We highly recommend you read through that section. It'll help you accurately complete the form. If your organization is unable to administer vaccines, we still encourage you to participate by bringing awareness to the importance of this campaign. Using our toolkit is a great resource that we are actually updating it. So we're going to share that in the near future via our newsletter. So if you have questions, if you want some more information how to get started, please reach out to us. So email us at partners@petcolove.org. And next slide, please. All right, so along with being approved for vaccines, we ask our partner organizations to also hand out a quick survey to pet parents coming into their clinics. As of right now, we have collected over 30,000 surveys, which is great, but we would love to survey even more pet parents across the nation. We found some interesting information from these surveys, such as percentage of pets served who have never seen a vet before, and the percentage of pets who have never received a similar vaccine. So our president, Suzanne Kogut, will actually be at both HSUS Expo and the Best Friends Conference with the full presentation of this data. So if you are attending either of those conferences, do not miss out on her session. You'll want to be there. As part of Petco Love's commitment towards eradicating vaccine-preventable diseases, we are going to continue to gather information nationally. So that means maybe some additional AWO surveys, establishing collaborative working groups, and other measures. So we plan to share this information periodically through different avenues, so such as national conferences, veterinary conferences, and through online recorded webinars. Our goal is to work collaboratively and develop innovative solutions to end the spread of these diseases, as we believe no animal should die of a disease preventable by an inexpensive vaccine. So stay tuned, look out for our newsletter. It's a great reason to open our emails, open all the emails from Petco Love to see what's coming next. So with that, I'm going to pass it to Marianne, who's going to cover our grant investments.
Actually, can I interject? I want you guys to see something on this slide that you probably didn't see. So these are actual photos from a vaccine clinic in Brownsville, Texas. And so you guys see all these chi-chis here, right? Look at their big blue brother in the background, and he would not let me get near them. It was the cutest thing. Isn't that adorable? They're big, like their guardian brother. So cute. Okay, sorry. I digress.
No worries. Right, we needed that. We needed that.
We needed that. Yeah. It's a nice transition, Chelsea. We appreciate that. Okay, next up, let's talk about our 2023 grant investment opportunities. Please let us know in the chat if you've ever received a Petco Love investment. I would be hopeful that most of you on this call probably have. All right. This slide highlights our grant opportunities for 2023. As you can see, we have a couple that are open year-round, and all of these grant opportunities may be found on our partner portal under applications and forms. That's where all of these things may be found. And we're going to highlight a few of these on the next couple of slides just to kind of point out some special things about them. So next slide, please. All right, our Shelter Pet Cancer Treatment Fund. This is probably our most underused resource that's available to all of our active and current partners. The pet cancer treatment funds are available to pets with cancer in your care or one that was adopted in the last 6 months to really help that animal get that good start. If there's some procedure that can be done, we're happy to help you with those costs. Next up is our access to care. Now, access to care, specifically veterinary care, is to provide support in an effort to reduce economic euthanasia. This is not exactly a new grant category for us, but rather an update of our intake diversion grant category to better reflect the current trends in animal sheltering. Organizations who should apply in this category have a primary purpose to provide low-cost vet care to family pets or those providing other services like spay-neuter clinics. One change that we would like to note here is that our TNR partners that perform adoptions at Petco should now apply in the animal welfare or AWO grant category, which we're going to talk about next. All right. Our largest and most anticipated grant cycle of the year is our Animal Welfare Organization or AWO grant cycle. This cycle is specifically for organizations whose primary purpose is animal sheltering and adoptions, specifically those responsible for animal control or local humane societies and foster-based rescues. These organizations may also provide other services, including vet care, but if their primary purpose is animal sheltering and or adoptions, they should be applying in this category. It's important to note if an organization technically qualifies for both this category and access to care, they must pick one and may not apply in both categories. And honestly, if you fit into that as technically qualifying for both, you want to apply in this grant category. More funding is available in this grant category because most of our partners fit into this grant category. Now, to qualify for the 2023 AWO cycle, we require a completed 2022 annual data report with all required attachments, your organization to be enrolled in Petco Love Lost and sharing that information to your community, and annual intake of at least 250 animals. Now, just a reminder, if your organization's total intake for 2022 was 250 or more animals, you are eligible for significant life-saving grant investments and must submit a grant request during the animal welfare or AWO cycle to receive adoptions rewards, because these adoption rewards are a multiplier of your AWO grant. All adoption partners receive grants. I mean, I've never seen an exception, but if there was, you would still get your adoption rewards. But like I said, all of our adoption partners receive AWO grants. In fact, the large amount of organizations that receive grants, I'd say probably we're approving way more than we're denying for sure. We'll share the information with you at a later time, I think, because it's pretty amazing. Now, those organizations with annual intake under 250 animals will receive a direct payment in the first quarter of the following year for adoption rewards. And we anticipate that payments for the 2022 adoptions will be processed in the next 30 days for those organizations under 250 animals that are adoption partners. Now, decisions for the pending AWO grant request that you all are asking about in the chat and in the Q&A are expected in the next 30 days. So they'll be coming soon. Watch your email. All right. Next up is Love Stories. Our Petco Love Stories campaign is a great way for your adopters to give back to organizations who give pets a second chance. This is an opportunity to hear from adopters how the pet that they adopted from your organization has changed their life. With their story comes an opportunity for your organization to win up to a $100,000 life-saving grant. We give out multiple grants for life-saving in this category, and additional details about the application process will come when we get closer to October. Keep an eye out for our newsletter during that time. And yes, we are finalizing Love Story decisions now, and there will be a big announcement next week. So all of you asking about that, the information is coming real soon. So, all right, next slide. Let's talk a little more about the annual data report. Who needs to complete this report? It's all animal welfare organizations who perform sheltering and adoptions, whether or not they participate in adoptions at Petco stores, and all other organization types who are approved to perform adoptions in Petco stores. For example, our TNR partners who also adopt those kittens at Petco, they need to apply in this category and they need to complete their 2022 annual data report and apply in the AWO grant category. Now, completing this report annually by March 31st pre-qualifies your organization for all grants and other opportunities we offer throughout the year. You only need to do this once a year. Of course, the key to completing this report is your animal intake and outcome data, as well as your total expense amount for the year. We do have a worksheet that you may download directly from the report to help you gather the needed data before you enter it all on the form. Additionally, we ask that all organizations attach a newly signed and dated W-9 form, as well as other documentation that applies to their organization type. And it's all specified and laid out on the report. Any forms you need to download and sign, they're all available right from the report. These attachments are required for grant payments. So please remember to complete, sign, and attach all requested documents. One other note I would just like to point out, we get this question a lot, is that it is not required to attach your 2022 IRS 990 to your 2022 annual data report. We realize that most organizations haven't filed it yet, and that's fine. So we only ask that you attach your last filed IRS 990, which in most cases would be your 2021. That's perfectly fine. However, your expense amount you indicate on the form should be your expenses for 2022. The annual data report may be found on our partner portal, which is the same location where you will go to apply for grant funding, and a link to our partner portal will be found on our website, and there's a direct link right there below. All right, next slide. Just some tips just to help you out. First and foremost, please read the instructions. This includes making sure you are applying in the correct grant category. We would much rather fund your grant request than deny it. Please triple check your data and your expense information. Provide accurate and truthful information for all questions asked. We ask that you do not round any numbers, whether your intake or your expenses. Please attach all required documents. Read all the way to the bottom of every form. It'll all be laid out very clearly for you. Ensure that your executive director or CEO reviews the form before you submit. This goes for your data as well as your grant applications. And apply early. Don't wait until the last day. Not recently, but in the past, we have had some glitches, which are just normal technology glitches that occur when too many people are trying to do the same thing at the same time. So we really want to give you the best shot at receiving life-saving funds. So please don't wait. Now, that doesn't mean you have to apply on the first day. Please give yourself time to prepare your application. All right, next steps. We're outlining it here to make it really, really clear. And we're almost out of time, but we've really covered so much. You've been formally introduced to Petco Love, calendared our upcoming grant investment cycles, learned how to be a great Petco Love partner, and why you should unite to reunite via Petco Love Lost, and how to access our grants management software. What's next? We've made it really simple here. If you do all these things, I think you'll be very impressed with the results. So do adoptions at Petco. There's lots of different ways to partner with Petco for adoptions. If you have questions on that, please reach out to us. Maximize the use of Petco Love Loss. Of course, you're going to set up your shelter feed if that's something that applies to you. You have a certain amount of intake and the right software, we can set that up for you. But everyone can share that information on their website, get the information out to your community. And as Chelsea said, if they all go in, they all go home, which is our goal, and I'm sure it's your goal too. So qualified organizations, please apply for the free vaccines for family pets. Submit your 2022 annual data report if you are that type of organization. And we do want you to apply for grant investments. We want to support your life-saving work. All righty, so now we'll go on to the final slide. And in the interest of time, we'll do our best to answer a few global questions. However, if you have questions specific to your organization, we encourage you to reach out to us at partners@petcolove.org. Or if you've asked your question in the chat and we're not answering it live, we will respond to you. We do ask that you be patient and give our team a little bit of time. Our team you see here, I think we only have one other person who can help us answer the questions. So please keep that in mind. There's several hundred of you and only 4 of us answering your questions. So, all righty. Becca, do we have any kind of global questions that, inquiring minds want to know?
A question that I tried to answer, but I was asked a couple of times, was in regards to the adoption rewards. A couple of folks wanted clarification on whether those rewards are specifically for in-store adoptions or for overall adoptions.
Those are for adoptions performed at Petco. Now those can be initiated at Petco or completed at Petco, but they have to have a Petco connection for us to qualify them. But the other part is that you must turn in your Petco adoption forms. And that was where Chelsea was talking about actually walking the adopter to the register. So even if you are finalizing the adoption at Petco, let's say you met with the adopter the first week, and then they come back to finalize the adoption. You guys have approved their adoption application. You come back to Petco the next week and make that exchange. Basically the person is picking up the pet. You're having them complete the Petco adoption form. You're walking them to the Petco register so that they can get all of their benefits. They're getting that Petco flyer and the discount and the whole bit. And that way we can record that adoption. They're at the Petco register. That's how those adoptions are tabulated for adoption rewards. So it's very important that those steps all happen. And then that's where we also encourage you to check in with your Petco store manager periodically so that you can make sure that the amount of adoptions that you've performed at Petco match the amount that they've got entered in the register.
Marianne, I'm also seeing several questions about where do you get that Petco adoption form? Your Petco store has the adoption form. So the GM or one of the managers on duty, they have that form and they will provide it for you. I saw that several times. So thank you guys for asking that. That's a great question.
There's a couple of questions about vaccines, so I'm going to take that one. Some of y'all are asking, how do you apply for the vaccine campaign for Vaccinated and Loved? So within our partner portal, that is where you will find it under applications and forms, just like any other grant opportunity we have. It's hosted there. You will click on apply now and you read through that top part. I cannot emphasize it enough. Read through the top part. It's tedious, but it will help you greatly. So go ahead and read through that first part and then submit your form for review. And then there was also kind of a follow-up question about how I was talking about possibly another opportunity to get vaccines for animals under your care. That is actually through one of the grant cycles that Marianne discussed. So you would apply through the appropriate grant category for your organization type. And then if you are awarded funds, you can use those funds for any life-saving purpose, which includes, the purchase of vaccines for animals in your care.
Good questions, guys. Becca, what else are we seeing?
Okay, back to adoption partners. I've seen a couple folks have the same question where they either they work with multiple Petco locations, so they want to know, do the rewards work if I work with multiple locations? I think the answer to that would be yes, but I'll let you guys jump in.
Oh, the answer is a resounding yes. And we still encourage you to check with each store manager that you're working with just to make sure your adoptions are correct. But you can reach out to us and we can answer those questions. If you reach out to us at partners@petcolove.org, we can give you your adoption totals. So that's something that our field team works directly with the stores to work on. If there's any issues, they can help you out with that also. So we can help.
So your organization should have a VIN, V-I-N, and that's unique to your organization, and it doesn't matter what Petco you are doing adoptions at. Everything would be recorded under that one VIN, V-I-N. So just make sure that's almost like your org social security number, if you will. So just make sure everything is logged through the register.
And please, if you have a question, please either put it in the chat so we can respond directly to you for your particular situation, or if you reach out to us at partners@petcolove.org, we'll also help you out.
I see one other really great question. Laura Houston, what if you do not do in-store adoptions? Can you still give the coupons to your on-site adopters? Absolutely, yes. So our hope is that you'll hand out that Petco offer to both adopters in your facility and at Petco. Every adopter, anywhere you're doing an adoption, we would love for you guys to be handing out that flyer as well. So thank you for that.
I've got one more question that I'd like to address regarding our annual data report. That is not a form that you just pull down like our grant request forms. You actually create it from your organization main card in the partner portal. We can send you directions if you need that. There are instructions right there in the portal also, but we can help you out. You basically have to create the form for 2022. There's a drop-down menu for the year. And then that report, once you create it for the appropriate year, it will appear in your queue under annual data reports. I see a couple of questions about Helping Heroes grants. And I know you didn't see those on this because we are going to do that by invitation only this year. Just kind of, it's kind of in motion, in flux as it were. We are still supporting those types of organizations, so do not worry, but we will be doing that by invitation only.
Again, there's a couple of questions about the recording today, how we're going to get that out to y'all. We will be sending it out in our newsletter, and it's going to be in the partner portal. So we will get that to you. It does have to be downloaded and everything first. So you may not get it by the end of this week, but you'll get it soon.
Okay, team,
Petco
see
Love
anything else
Stories.
that, go ahead,
Petco
sorry.
Love Stories will be announced next week. The winners. Oh, here's a really good one. How can I start getting the newsletter? If you just go to petcolove.org, there is a sign up there. Plus, I think we can probably put one in the chat. Do we have someone?
Oh, actually, I can pull up
Yes, I can do it
that
right
slide.
now. Let me do it right now. I'm going to put that newsletter link in the chat. So
Yeah, and
nobody
it's
go crazy in the chat yet.
in the
Yeah,
orange
it's-
box on the bottom of your screen too.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, it's really important as time goes on. We're releasing things all the time. We have so many partner initiatives and toolkits that you can use for your social media. There's some great resources. We encourage everyone, multiple people from your organization to sign up for the newsletter, just so you don't miss anything.
Just to call out real quick, Alex from our Petco Love Lost team did put a link in the chat. If you are not a Petco Love Lost partner, you can visit that link she put and sign up today.
All right.
Oh, Katie Broadus has a good question. Are adoption multipliers based on the previous calendar year data? For example, 2022 calendar year adoptions are what we use as a multiplier for the 2023 Animal Welfare Organization grant cycle. Thank you, Katie. If I was not clear, that's a great question. Well, all the questions on adoption rewards. I love it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, anything else that's like broad and applies to the whole group?
There's a lot in here and we're going through them, but quite a few are very specific to the organization. And we want to do our due diligence. We want to give you the best answer. So we ask you to email us so we can look in our system and give you the best answer.
Marianne, if we already do adoptions at Petco, does that mean we're already an approved partner? Maybe, hopefully.
I sure hope so. You should know if you're an approved adoption partner, but when you do go into the partner portal, you will see it says adoption partner in a highlighted color right at the top of your organization, your main, what they call cards in our partner portal. You should see it, but if you have a question, just reach out to us. We can help you out. And if you haven't done your annual data report for 2021 and you are a current adoption partner, please get that in. We don't want to inactivate you. We will be doing that soon. So please, if you haven't done your 2021 annual data report, get that in, as well as getting your 2022 in by March 31st.
And I do want to jump in with another question that I see a couple times. I think we might have touched on it, but I don't know the answer either. So fair enough. A couple of groups would like to know how they can get their totals for in-store adoptions that they have previously done.
Well, this was something we were hoping to integrate. Yeah, everybody, I sighed and everybody else just kind of went like that. But we tried to get this on your partner portal, and we are still trying to integrate with some Petco systems to make that happen. We have had some obstacles, I'll be honest. We will be hopefully updating that soon. But if you have particular questions regarding your adoption numbers or which stores they were at, just so you can follow up, please reach out to us at partners@petcolab.org. And either a member of our team here will answer, or our field team will address it, depending if there's any issues we need to resolve with any Petco stores.
I also saw a question about how can they get a faster response than partners at. Marianne mentioned it previously. We are working as quickly as we can to get to you guys. There's only a handful of us and several hundred of you. So we really do appreciate your patience when you do email that partners at inbox. And again, you guys, I think we're wrapping up here. We'll give you 10 minutes back. That's awesome, right? And we are recording this, so it will be uploaded on the partner portal in the next few days, maybe a week, but we will upload it for your reference as you are applying for grants this year. So we really appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one. Have a great rest of your week. Go save some pet lives.